Welcome back inside my studio. It's Linda, and in front of me I have my Shuttle Art Tempera paint sticks. Yes, they are children's, but I love them. And I've got my Neocolor 2 water-soluble crayons from Caran, and I've got my sketchbook with a horrible painting inside. Yeah, there it is in all its glory. Ugh. This is going to be a video rescuing this painting. So it's going to be called Still Life Rescue 911. This is an emergency. It's horrible. There are some elements that I don't mind so much. I don't mind the blue and white stripes. I don't mind the background, and I don't mind those white flowers. I do not like anything else to do with this painting. So instead of laying paint out, I thought, let me show you how I can bring back something I like from this hideousness. I really do not like this at all. I don't remember when I painted it, but it's awful. So I am going to go in and I'm going to obliterate it. Now, I have been working in this sketchbook. What you need to know is this. I work in several different sketchbooks at the same time. So I never really start a sketchbook, complete it before I move on to a new one. I use the sketchbooks, I don't know, simultaneously. I could have 2 or 3 out on my table at one time. So none of my pages in my sketchbook really follow an order, so to speak. So this was in there, and I found it as I was flipping through the pages to do another painting for the channel. And I decided at that moment this needed a rescue. So I pulled out my Neocolors and my Tempera paint sticks, threw the camera on, and here we are. Here we are. Okay, so I picked up a yellow ochre-ish color. I'm not going to name the colors on these Neocolors or the Tempera sticks because I don't really think that that matters as much as it's an ochre-ish color. It's a yellow ochre-ish color. You don't need to use the colors that I'm using. I want you to pick up what you like. I'm picking up that right there is the white Tempera stick, and I just like kind of I'm going to call it like a dry brush effect almost. You know, I'm skimming over it and then I'm wiping it in with my finger, and it kind of tones down the background. You notice, look, I got rid of those pink flowers almost immediately. So I am going to go in and get rid of the majority of that lavender and pink because it really, really hurts my eyes to see that. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. These are one of the times, this is one of the times where you look at something and you say, what was I thinking when I painted that? And it was probably because I had no references I was looking at. I had something in my head that I thought would go somewhere. And this is a perfect example of not every single thing that anyone paints and shows you is going to be great. They may choose to just show you what's great, but I'm thinking that most creators are showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm going to plan on doing that here as well. Not everything I create I love. And that's when I close the book, I set it aside, and then I pull it out later on and I say, okay, now I know what I can do with it. When I've got a little bit of removal from the emotion of it. Because back in the day, I probably would have torn this page out of my sketchbook and thrown it away. I don't do that anymore. And I'm talking about that was early days, early days. When I was teaching this young girl, Sarah. Hello, Sarah. I hope you're watching. She would come to my house, and she was a delight. I just loved her. And I would never let her use an eraser. And I would always tell her, listen, we can fix anything. Don't worry about it. Oh my, I had so much fun with her. And she has become a wonderful, wonderful artist in her own right. I was lucky enough to share some space with her, breathe her air, and I am just in love with her. I loved her, loved her, loved her. I miss her terribly, and I hope she's doing well. Her mom and I were friends, and her mom asked me if I would have her come to my house and paint with her, and we did that for a while, a long while, and it was a joy every time to have her come. And you know what's so funny? You would end up talking, and her mom, Wendy, hello, Wendy, she would sit in the room with us, and the three of us would have such lovely conversations together, and it was just really good. It was very therapeutic for me, I know, and I'm hoping that it was therapeutic for them as well. It really soothed my soul, for sure, and I look back on those days fondly. Anyway, I would always discourage Sarah from tearing out a page. You know, come on, let's rework it. Turn the page and start again, and then look back on that another time. Don't worry about it. And I'm hoping that she still does that. So back to this. Look at how fast with those Neocolors. Now, these are water soluble. I could apply water to this and actually make it more painterly, but I'm not going to. I like it in the rough stage. It almost acts as if it's a oil pastel in that regard, and I could have probably used oil pastels to do this, and one day I will drag out my oil pastels and do it. Problem with an oil pastel, it takes so long to dry, and oil paint just usually doesn't ever really technically dry, I don't think. I think it kind of stays pliable for a great many years. And anyway, I will pull out my oil pastels because I do enjoy oil pastels, soft pastels. I'm going to grab it all out right now. When this channel is starting to grow, I'm sticking with the acrylic because I can move quickly with it. I can move fast, but I do have so many things percolating in my brain that I don't have enough, scraps of paper to write down all of my ideas. It's overwhelming sometimes, the ideas that pop into my head. So I do have a list that I keep, that I have so many things I want to do. I don't think I will ever run out of an idea of what to put on a video. So no need to worry. I hope you keep coming back. This would be a good time to thank everyone who has subscribed already. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative. If you haven't already subscribed, you may want to consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything, and I would love to have you. And if you would like to hit the like button, leave me a comment, you know, all those YouTube things that everybody tells you to do, I would be so happy to have you do them here. Okay, back to this. So I decided I did not like that heavy yellow vase, and I wanted to give it more of a transparent look to it. So all I'm doing in order to get a transparent look is I'm painting the colors that already exist on the picture, and I'm adding them into the vase area, the area that I designated a vase, and maybe tweaking the color a little bit, making it a little bit darker or changing it somehow, so because glass would distort the color and line. And I'm just going to try to, you know, make it look like I've got a glass jar there. And the easiest way to do that is to paint the background color into the vase area to highlight that is, you are looking through something, and into the color that's behind it. I'm going to reshape this right now significantly. I did not like the shape of that, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to make it more like a mason jar look, I think. Yeah. But first I needed to get rid of some more of that purple. Okay. So I am going in with that white. I haven't started to reshape it yet. I am going to, though, because I realize I don't like the shape of that vase with those flowers. I wanted to shrink it down quite a bit, make it more proportionate with the delicate stems of those flowers. I thought that bulbous vase was just a little too, I don't know, just didn't suit. I'm adding a little bit of yellow to the bottom of the vase because, you know, the flowers and the background would definitely reflect into the bottom of the glass jar. And I'm just going to keep working it with my Neocolors. I have a handful, and I'm just working it back and forth. I won't be adding any collage to this, and I'm not going to apply any water to the Neocolors. I'm going to leave them in this form because I'm digging the texture that it's leaving behind on the painting. I could add water because they are water soluble. The tempera, I think, is also water soluble. I think I could probably move that around, but I'm not going to because I'm really enjoying the look of the tempera sticks and the Neocolor 2s just sitting on top of what was already there. Excuse my voice for being very gravelly. I'm really not sure why it's gravelly. I woke up with a headache a couple of days ago. It hasn't really been too bad. And I was feeling great. And now all of a sudden I could feel my voice is gravelly. It's probably because I did some editing and voiceovers on a couple of videos earlier. And I'm talking a lot, maybe. That could be. All right, I am going to change the shape of that eventually. I do not like the shape of that jar. And unlike some other times when I'm watching my video and I'm doing the voiceover and I think to myself, oh, no, don't change that. Why did you change that, Linda? This time I'm like, oh, yeah. That needed to be changed. I am not a fan of the shape of that vase. I got rid of the yellow of it, but I kept the shape for a while, but I am going to get rid of it. It's going to be obliterated. It will no longer look like that. It's going to be more jar-like. And I'm going to add some, of darker stems here and there. Try to get a little bit of going. I'm not worrying too much about this being like a masterpiece. None of my paintings are masterpieces, by the way, but I'm not worried about it too much. The point of this whole video was to show you that no matter how atrocious you think something looks in your sketchbook, you can paint over it. You can keep what you like and get rid of what you don't like. And that's what I did here. I liked the white flowers. I liked the blue and white striped table. And I liked the background, that yellow golden background. So I kept those elements and I got rid of everything else that I did not like. And how do you do that when you're painting? You use more paint, especially if you're doing if you're doing acrylic. Acrylic is so easy to paint over. If I was doing this in oil, it would probably be just as easy to scrape it off and reshape everything. I would have just scraped off the paint that I didn't want on there. That's the beauty of oil painting. I do oil painting, speaking of oil painting, but I have gotten away from traditional oil painting because of the solvents. The solvents are so toxic to me. They would give me a headache. I would get the odorless, which in and of itself creates other issues. Because you don't smell it so much, you don't think you're breathing in so much, and guess what? You still are breathing in the fumes. And all of those solvents are just, they wreaked havoc on me. So I discovered Cobra water soluble oil paint. There was an artist that I was watching, and I'm going to have to find his name. And he was using the Cobra water soluble oils. And he was raving about it. And he was saying this. This is what he said that sold me on trying them. He said, they think that they're oil paint. The Cobra water-soluble oil paints think that they are oil paint. So you can mix them with water and they will work beautifully. You can also mix them with oil and they will behave like a true oil paint. Of course, they will no longer be water-soluble. So that got me to thinking, maybe I can still paint with oil and not have to worry about the solvents, because the water-soluble oil paint washes up with water. And guess what? It worked. And I was sold from there. I bought a whole bunch of, well, not a whole bunch, but I bought the colors that I wanted in the Cobra oil, and I painted with that for a good 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. When I first moved down here to Florida during COVID, I painted so many paintings in those months, those beginning months before my husband was able to move down, because he was stuck in New York. I was down here in Florida. It was a horrible time. We all know, we all have that frame of reference, those COVID years. Oh, let's never ever go back to those. Those were horrible years. But while he was stuck in New York and I was down here in Florida, I painted so many seascapes using the Cobra water-soluble oil paints and I began to love them, to the point where I sold all of my oil painting supplies, every single one of them. Put it on Facebook Marketplace, met somebody who lived a couple of hours away. I met them in a parking lot, and he was a young guy. I liked him so much that I gave him such a good deal, because I was so happy that somebody is going to be using these oil paints. You know, I gave him brushes, I gave him solvents, I gave him the whole shebang. It was fantastic. And I stuck with the Cobra oil paint. So I will be working those into this channel as well. Problem is, it does take a long time for those all to dry. All right, so back to this. I don't know how I got on the tangent of the oil paints. Anyway, back to this. Oh, the background reminded me of it, maybe? I don't know. Back to this. I reshaped the jar. Okay, so my vase is no longer that bulbous thing. I've got my jar in place now. I'm tweaking the background. I'm almost done. There's not going to be any collage, like I said. I am not applying any water to move any of this paint around, because I'm really loving the texture that I was able to get with this. And, you know, if I do say so myself, this is kind of more my jam. It's light, it's airy, it's fun. You know, it's quirky. I like it. It doesn't have much depth to it, but I'm okay with that. It's like a flattened version. That's all right. I'm okay with that. I don't need to have everything be, you know, with all the depth and space behind it. I mean, didn't Cezanne flatten a lot of his still lifes? I think he did. Pretty sure he did. I'm in good company. I can dig that. You know, all of you really like the commentary about the digging it and cool and groovy. That's thanks to my granddaughter who points it out to me, Ava. She's so funny. She's like, "Dad, you say cool and groovy all the time." And I never realized I did until she pointed it out to me. And now I am so aware of when I say cool and groovy. All right, we are almost done. I'm just going to add a couple of highlights. I could have kept working on this, but you know what? This was just a video that I wanted to show you how easy it is to rescue something you did not like. Save your sketchbook. You know, rework your sketchbook pages if you need to. flip through them. That's what I do. I do that frequently. I flip through a sketchbook and I see pages that I don't like, and then I rework it. And that's what I did with this one today. I hope you enjoyed this journey of my rescue of a still life. I'm going to call this rescue 911. Call out the police. Call out not the police, the EMTs. We don't want the police. We want the ambulance to help revive this painting. I think I revived it. I hope I revived it. I hope you think I revived it. Just a couple of highlights here and there. I'm not going to go overboard with it. Like I said, I could just keep painting and painting and painting, but I don't want to leave the freshness. That's where I need to learn, maybe you do too, to just learn to stop and walk away and let the painting exist as it is supposed to. And that's what I feel about this. It's supposed to be this. This is its new life. I'm granting this new life. If you stuck with me to the end, thank you. I'm so appreciative of that. If you have, and you haven't already subscribed, I know I said it already once, but I'm going to say it again. I would love it if you became a subscriber. I'm new to this YouTube thing, but I am really having a fun time, a ball doing it. And I especially am enjoying sharing this journey that I'm taking with you, all of you. It's really so much fun to put yourself out there and get the feedback that I'm getting from all of you. Thank you so much for all your kind words. It's just lovely. It really is just lovely. All right, I think I am done. Wrapped it up. I'm going to put my signature on it. Here's the finished piece. I look forward to seeing you next time here inside my studio. Bye.